Hey yo, what's poppin' fam? You tapped in with Hip Hop Headlines Haven, where we don't sugarcoat nothing. We break it down raw just how the streets like it. And yo, Diddy really can't catch no damn break. Another day, another lawsuit. This time, a male dancer saying Puff did some real foul shit, and he won $10 million for it. This story getting nasty, so let's get straight to the mess. So boom, this cat Edmund Laurent, I believe I pronounced that right. Comment below if I said it wrong. A male dancer from back in the day said he booked to do a little private show at one of them bougie LA hotels. Intercontinental SLS, all that slick shit, right? He thinking it's gonna be a regular bag, but according to him, bro got drugged with ketamine and some roofie juice straight in his drink. Said he woke up butt-ass naked, lathered in baby oil, and his whole body feeling off, especially his back door, you feel me? Pause 2 times. Man said he was in pain, confused, and violated. That's deep. Pause again.
Press play, pause.
Now that ain't even the end. He talking Diddy allegedly used the raincoat. Y'all know what I mean. I'm keeping it censored for the YouTube laws, but he allegedly used a raincoat with holes in it, leaving him exposed to an STD that later caused stomach cancer. Like, what the actual hell is going on? This dude was claiming he had to get surgery, went through trauma, and now he want $10 million for the damage. He taking Puff to court on assault, battery, emotional distress, the whole menu, and his legal team, they coming hard. They said straight up, ain't no fame or money gonna protect nobody from the truth. Yo, but peep this, Diddy ain't sitting down yet. Jury in New York just hit him with a split verdict, acquitted on the 2 big sex trafficking counts and that hardcore racketeering conspiracy, but guilty on 2 misdemeanor prostitution related charges under the Mann Act. That means no life in prison like some people feared. Still, he's facing several years behind bars. Gotta stay locked until sentencing. So yeah, he beat 2 out of 3 major counts. Defense is calling it a huge victory, but the streets still watching. This man still got criminal convictions messing with his rep and empire. Now he's juggling this civil $10 million dancer lawsuit too, so it ain't getting any lighter for Puff. Feel me? But hey, what y'all think, fam? Is Diddy finally done? Or is folks just chasing the bag now they see him slipping? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every one of them. And make sure you subscribe and tap in for the next video. We got social media reactions and all that, so don't sleep. Catch y'all later.
I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. So Diddy has been convicted on 2 of the lesser counts. We're going to walk through how he's likely to be sentenced. And I'm going to show you how this is going to be calculated. In federal court, you determine a sentence by looking at the federal sentencing guidelines sentencing chart. For each offense, there is a base level, and you use that base level in the person's criminal history category to determine what the sentence may be. So for Diddy, because he was found guilty of transportation for purposes of prostitution, he is likely to be sentenced under the section that's now on the screen, Section 2G 1.1, promoting a commercial sex act or prohibited sexual conduct with an individual other than a minor. His base offense level is going to be a 14, and it's going to be a 14 because the first one, which is a 34, does not apply. I believe that applies to children. Now, he's a 14, but that could be increased. One way it could be increased is through specific offense characteristic B1, and it says if the offense involved fraud or coercion, or the offense of conviction is 18 USC section 2421, that doesn't apply. Prosecution is likely to argue that fraud and coercion occurred. His attorneys, of course, are going to argue there was no fraud or coercion because the jury considered that and they rejected that when they found him not guilty on RICO and sex trafficking. Now, the next thing that's likely to increase his level is going to be D1. And that D1 says if the offense involved more than one victim, multiple counts shall be applied as if the promoting of a commercial sex act or prohibited sexual conduct in respect to each victim had been contained in a separate count of conviction. So here, Diddy was actually convicted of more than one count. So I'm not exactly sure how much this would increase his level or if it even will, but I have to believe that it may increase it somewhat. There are also ways that someone who's convicted can get a downward departure, but I don't believe any of those are going to apply here. One of the most common ways is acceptance of responsibility. He went to trial, he didn't accept responsibility. The other one that I read about that might apply here is if the commercial purpose was minimal. That probably does apply here, but it would be up to the judge. It would be within the judge's discretion. Let's assume he's not going to apply it. So for purposes of TikTok, we're going to assume he's going to receive the enhancement, the 4-level enhancement for fraud or coercion, so we can see what the worst possible sentence is. So now we're going to look at the sentencing table. So this is the sentencing table. So the base offense level for Diddy would be a 14. He's a criminal history category 1 because he has no prior convictions. If he was sentenced there, it would be 15 to 21 months. But let's go ahead and add that 4-level enhancement for fraud or coercion. That would take it to an 18. That would take it to a 27 to 33 month sentence. He's already served about 10 months, so he would be looking at about 17 to 23 months. The government has already said they're going to be seeking a very long sentence, so you better believe they are going to be proposing additional enhancements to try to get him a more substantial sentence. But if I had to guess, if I was a betting woman today, I would say Diddy is probably looking at something about 27 to 35 months, then take time off for time served. In federal sentences, you usually serve about 85% of your sentence. Now, when I used to practice criminal law, there was a way for you to take it off of your sentence if you had a drug problem. If you admitted you had a drug problem, went through the drug program, you could get about 18 months off.
Y'all are finally getting what y'all wanted. Diddy will be sentenced on October 3rd. His bail has been denied, so he ain't going nowhere. And a lot went on yesterday, but let me sum it up for you. So initially, this whole court thing started early in the morning. He was going up against 5 things, and I believe only 2 of them he was found guilty of. The family ended up leaving out, and I guess they took like a court break. And there's so many videos out there. The family started celebrating. They was celebrating, they was dancing, they was shouting, and they was even doing a push-up challenge outside of the courthouse. All right, cool. When it comes back to around 5 o'clock, because before they left in the morning, the judge said, I'm gonna have a decision on this bail situation by 5 p.m. so y'all come back. They went back at 5 o'clock. The judge denied it. The bail that they was trying to get was $1 million bond, right? And Diddy would be able to travel to LA, New York, and then Florida, I believe. It got denied. Once it got denied, that's when they came out and said, look, we're gonna sentence you on October 3rd. And if you look at when the family got out of the courtroom this time, they were sad. They didn't want to answer no questions. They didn't even want to look at nobody, let alone talk to somebody. So this court thing's been taking a toll on a lot of people. And it's just crazy how everybody flip-flops. What do I mean by that? In the morning, when he was found not guilty of a lot of things, there was a lot of people saying, yeah, man, I told you so. I knew he was getting out, this and that. And when he couldn't get out, everybody's saying, oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad he can't get out. I told you so. Y'all don't know which side y'all want to be on. Just stop talking. But yeah, he gonna be sentenced October 3rd, so we gonna see how long he get. Y'all let me know how long y'all think he gonna get. I said it in the video a long time ago. I said he's probably gonna get 2.5 years, and I'm standing on that.
Well, damn. How was he found not guilty on sex trafficking and racketeering, but y'all found him guilty for transportation of prostitution? So if he was transporting prostitutes, is that not sex trafficking? I'm confused. I think about what type of precedent this is going to set for victims of domestic violence and abuse, especially if your abuser is a wealthy and powerful and famous person. I hope he gets the maximum, because we all know everything that they said in that court he was accused of doing. We all know that he did that shit. So I really just hope they throw the book at him. I want to see him behind bars. I do. I want him in an orange prison jumpsuit. I want to know his fucking inmate cell number, all that shit. Because we all know. Did he do it? He did. He fucking did. But I guess the prosecution couldn't make a case that stuck to the jury on racketeering and sex trafficking. But anybody with 2 functioning brain cells knows Diddy did that shit.